The morning was crisp, the air filled with the faint scent of pine and lake water. When Karen decided she would reserve the public gazebo on my property for her birthday celebration. In her mind, she had the authority to claim a space she had no legal right to, but she underestimated the combination of my foresight, automated security systems, and local law enforcement relationships. Brent and Donut followed her, carrying party decorations, folding chairs, and what appeared to be an ambitious but completely unnecessary buffet. Karen marched confidently toward the gazebo, clipboard in hand, issuing proclamations about official HOA permissions and community entitlement, all while ignoring the fact that the gazebo sat squarely on land that I legally controlled and had previously leased for private functions. I watched the operation unfold from my office, multiple screens showing every approach, every motion, and even the angles of the sun for optimal drone surveillance. Titan, my K-9 guardian, was already patrolling nearby, alert and calculating, aware that an incursion was imminent. As Karen and her team approached, I activated the first layer of automated defenses, motion-triggered gates and retractable bollards that prevented vehicles from reaching the gazebo directly. Brent, attempting to carry the buffet stand, tripped over a raised bollard, sending food tumbling to the ground. Donut, trying to assist, fell into a puddle left over from overnight irrigation, sliding several feet across the mud before regaining balance. Karen, undeterred, approached the gazebo on foot, insisting that she had reserved it fairly and that the police would have to enforce her right. That was when I activated the second layer of defense: automated floodlights, sprinklers, and an alert system directly linked to the local sheriff's department. Floodlights blinded them temporarily, sprinklers doused them in cold water, and the live feed alerted officers that an unauthorized party was attempting to take control of private property. Titan, moving silently, positioned himself between the intruders and the gazebo, growling low but with a presence that radiated authority. Karen attempted to negotiate with him, waving her hands and yelling, but Titan remained unmoved. Brent tried to retrieve Karen's clipboard from her hand while balancing a stack of wet chairs, but he slipped and fell against the gazebo, knocking over a decorative banner and further humiliating their efforts. Donut, panicking, tripped on a hose and rolled into a puddle, leaving muddy footprints across the grass. At this point, the sheriff arrived with officers, witnessing the full chaos. Karen drenched and shouting, Brent soaked and sprawled across the lawn, Donut lying flat on the mud with a soggy stack of chairs on top of him, and Titan guarding the gazebo with calm, unwavering authority. The officers quickly issued citations for trespassing, interference with private property, and harassment, making it clear that no HOA rules could override my rights as the landowner. Karen continued to argue, insisting that her birthday plans were legitimate, but the combination of real-time evidence, automated surveillance footage, and prior legal documentation of the property made her claims utterly laughable. I then activated the final safeguard: remote lockdown of the gazebo, motion-restricted access, an automated announcement system that politely but firmly informed the trespassers they had no right to be there. Karen, Brent, and Donut, humiliated, soaked, and thoroughly defeated, retreated to their vehicles, leaving a trail of wet, muddy chaos behind them. I inspected the gazebo from a distance, Titan at my side, noting that every system had worked perfectly, maintaining the security, integrity, and dignity of my property. The local community, who had witnessed portions of the incident via live feeds and cameras, now had a vivid understanding of both the absurdity of Karen's hubris and the futility of any attempts to challenge my authority. By the end of the day, the gazebo remained pristine, the HOA intruders humiliated, and my control over the property reaffirmed. From the porch, sipping coffee and watching the sunset reflect off the lake, I reflected on the undeniable truth. No matter how audacious Karen's schemes, any attempt to infringe upon my property, assert false authority, or stage unauthorized events would be met with calculated countermeasures, public humiliation, and overwhelming enforcement, leaving her ego in tatters while my ranch, family, and assets remained completely secure. Titan barked softly, tail wagging in approval, as if to punctuate the lesson for Karen. The property was mine, my defenses were flawless, and her repeated attempts at dominance would never succeed.